Hey guys, Jason with Starkey Products here with the new LED Puddle Lamp Kit for your 2005 to 2012 Mustang. Last year we introduced a kit for the 13 and 14 Mustangs, and we've gotten a lot of interest from the 05 to 12 community. You asked and we listened, and today I'm going to install the kit on this 2010 Coupe. Let's get started with the install.
You'll need the following tools: drill an 11/16 drill bit, 11mm socket or wrench, 7mm socket and driver, flathead screwdriver, Torx T30 driver, and needle nose pliers. Gently remove each sail cover on the inside of the door. Unplug the wiring as shown, then using an 11mm socket or wrench, remove the 3 nuts that hold each mirror in place. Use caution when removing each nut so that it isn't dropped inside the door panel. Also be sure to keep a hand on the mirror so that it doesn't fall off. Now we can remove the mirror glass. Shown is a preview of the 3 tabs that hold the mirror glass in place on a 2010 to 2012 mirror. 05 to 09 mirrors are very similar. Each clip needs to be disengaged one at a time. On 2010 to 2012 models, it is best to disengage the top clip first. Position the mirror glass facing down and inward as shown. Gently moving the glass manually will not damage the motor. Be sure to use gloves or a thin towel to protect your hands and prevent scratches to the mirror. Now flip the mirror over and carefully adjust the glass to release the 2 bottom clips. Once you have disengaged all clips, you should be able to gently remove the mirror glass. For 05 to 09 models, you'll just need to disengage the 2 clips on the bottom of the mirror to remove the glass. For 10 to 12 models, carefully remove the rectangular access cover from the bottom side of each mirror, like so. Cut out the drilling template for the driver's side and passenger side mirrors. Now place the drilling template on the mirror like so. Use adhesive tape to hold the template securely in place. Painter's tape or electrical tape works great. Carefully drill an 11/16 inch hole where indicated on the template. Now it's time to install the puddle lamps in each mirror. We recommend only hand tightening the retaining nut. Use a zip tie to secure the wiring like so. Route the wiring out of the mirror and reinstall the rectangular access cover. To reattach the glass, position as shown and firmly press down on the center area of the glass. At the same time, manually rotate the mirror glass in all directions to ensure that the retaining clips snap into place. Reinstall the side view mirror. Now it's time to remove the door panel. Before doing so, roll up your car window. Start by using a 7mm driver to remove the screws around the perimeter of the door panel. There are 7 screws on 10 to 12 models and 8 screws on 05 to 09 model years. Use a flathead screwdriver wrapped in a rag to remove the small trim panel behind the door handle. Then remove the Torx T30 screw behind the door handle trim. Remove the trim panel near the armrest like so. Then remove the Torx T30 screw behind the trim panel. Now remove the window switch panel and unplug the connector. 05 to 09 removal is slightly different. See instruction manual for removal procedure. Remove the 7mm screw located behind the switch panel. Gently lift up on the door panel to remove. Unplug speaker and door lock connectors from the door. Finally, remove the door handle cable with needle nose pliers like so. At this stage, we will run the wiring through the door and into the car. Pull back on the plastic moisture barrier as shown. Use one of the existing holes in the plastic to route the wiring through. Be sure your window is rolled up to make things easier. Secure the wiring with zip tie. Shown is the rubber boot we will route the wiring through. Where the rubber boot meets the car body, there is a connector which houses all of the wiring running into the door. Use a flathead screwdriver to gently remove the part of the rubber boot closest to you. We highly recommend not pulling the boot off of the plastic connector completely, as it will make it more difficult to get back on. On the top and bottom of the connector are retaining clips that can be depressed with a screwdriver like so. This will give you the space you need to route the wiring into the cabin. Take the end of the puddle lamp wiring and run it through the rubber boot. This may take a few tries to be successful, and you'll need to manipulate the rubber tube to get the wiring fed through. Use a pair of needle nose pliers to gently pull the wiring out of the tube. There is a notch on the side of the connector which creates a gap for the wiring. Be sure the wiring does not get pinched when the connector is snapped back into place. Before reinstalling the connector and rubber boot, locate the wiring that has been fed into the passenger compartment and gently pull the slack through. After repeating the steps for the opposite side mirror, it's time to connect the wiring. We will need to remove the passenger side A-pillar trim by first loosening the plastic trim piece shown. Then gently pull down the A-pillar cover, starting at the back and working forward. Removal of the A-pillar on a convertible is slightly different. See instruction manual for more information. Run the wiring harness through the opening in the dash as shown. You'll be feeding the entire harness through this spot with only the two red connectors remaining. Locate the connector that runs up the passenger side A-pillar and unplug it. Pull back the electrical tape to gain access to the wires. Using one of the supplied red wire taps, slide the correct wire onto the tap like so. Squeeze down on the wire tap, making sure it snaps closed. Using the second wire tap, repeat the process on the next wire. See instruction manual for the correct wire colors for your model year. Now connect the wiring to the corresponding wire taps as outlined in the instruction manual. At this time we will connect the passenger side puddle lamp wiring to the wiring harness. Using one of the supplied pink wire taps, slide the wires into place as shown. Then, using a pair of pliers, squeeze down on the wire tap and close the cover. Repeat the process for the other wire. Locate the gap behind the center console and route the long red and black wires to the driver's side of the car. Attaching the wire to a bent clothes hanger or something similar will make it easier to accomplish. Using the remaining pink wire taps, repeat the connection process for the driver's side puddle lamp. Finally, it's time to test the system. Check to make sure both puddle lamps come on and off normally. After you've done that, secure all puddle lamp wiring with the supplied zip ties. Pay close attention to the wiring under the dash where safety is a concern. Reinstall all parts by reversing the removal procedure. Installation of the 05 to 12 Mustang Puddle Lamp Kit will take 2 to 3 hours on average. Please review the instruction manual in its entirety before attempting installation.